I don't know what I want. That's what a lot of people answer when you ask them what they want. And we are really good at figuring out the things that we don't like, or the things that are not going well, or the things that we don't want. And most people focus on that, and that's why we keep on experiencing more and more of that. But you can easily reverse it, and there are 3 simple steps that you can do. And especially the last one is very important. The first one is to simply become aware of what it is that you don't want. Because in order to figure out who you are and what it is that you want, you will first have to know what you're not, and what you don't like, and what you dislike. And some people don't have the courage to face what they are actually discontent with and what they don't enjoy. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be grateful for your life and for where you are in your experience, but it's important to be real with yourself and be real about the things that you don't like. Because if you constantly keep on lying to yourself about the things that you don't like and just say, okay, it's fine and everything is all right and it's all good the way it is, but deep inside of you, you don't want to experience this anymore, then you just stay in that energy of not being genuine and real with yourself. So the first step is to become aware of what it is that you don't want, and ideally write it down, because the moment you write it down, you really bring it from the unconscious to the conscious, and then you can also respond differently to it. The second aspect is to simply reverse it, to then write down all the opposite things of the things that you want, the things that you like. For example, if you say, I don't want to be in this job, I don't want to have this amount of money, I don't want to keep experiencing this and that over and over again. Whatever it is for you, we all have frustrating points, me included. I'm not perfect. But it's important to first become aware of that and then to simply reverse it. So, for example, if you say you don't like to have this type of job, what is it about that job that you don't like? Maybe it's the mundane activity. Maybe it's the community aspect that's missing. For example, I've been working in a, how do you call it? This is like a customer support job. Was paying well. It was exactly what I was asking for because I wanted to work at home. And I had lots of time flexibility. But at some point, I just felt like it's not aligned with who I am, because I value human connection, and that's what was missing. So I was missing the human connection and the connectivity. And what I disliked about that job was actually that this part was missing in my life. So finding out what that aspect is, or what that energy is, what that desire is that's hidden between what it is that you dislike, and then reversing it is powerful. So for example, maybe you're not ready to start a business, and that's totally fine, but you just desire a job where you can be in a community where you are surrounded by great people that you love to spend time with. So it's not the job that's the issue, it's more the lack of community, you know? And when you become aware of that, when you reverse it, you then have the power to change it. Because if you're not aware of it, you can't change it. So number 2 is basically to reverse what it is that you want, that you didn't want, and create the opposite of it. So I don't like that job. I want to have a job that has a community where I feel at home, where I feel loved, and where I can be myself, and that pays well. And the third aspect is to also ask yourself, what is it that my soul is calling me to right now? Because maybe the thing that you dislike right now has something to teach you in that moment. Because every moment has something to teach you, and every moment is perfect as it is. You might say that you want this and you want this right now, you want to be there. But if you were supposed to be there, you would already be there. But you're not. You're still exactly where you are. And if you can appreciate the moment as it is, and see the good in the moment as it is, when you become aware that everything is here for you to grow and to expand, then you start to see the process, and the process is what shapes you and what's building you into the version that you need to be. So ask yourself, what is my soul calling me to right now, and what is the lesson in here? And once you found out the lesson, I'd say the extra step is to simply ask yourself, what does my soul truly want? Where do I want to go? What is the intention that my soul has for me? Where does it want me to go? Where does it want me to walk? what is the higher aspect of my vision? Because once you do that, you stop thinking from your egoic mind. You start to let go of your ego desires. For example, maybe you say, I want this car right now. But you then figure out that you just wanted this car to impress someone else. But your soul, say your ego says, I want this Ferrari to show off, to be seen as someone important. But your soul actually wants an old timer that's just relaxing to drive in, you know. Maybe you're an old soul, so you also need an old timer. Or maybe you don't need any car at all. It's just an example, but it's important to check in with yourself and ask yourself what your soul wants for you. Because a lot of people just do things and desire things to prove something, to feed their egos, and a lot of times to just impress other people. But you're not here to impress other people. If you want that Ferrari that I mentioned in that example, because you've also always had a great passion for sports cars. As a young child, you loved playing with those cars. You've been fascinated about the engine, how it's built up, how it's structured. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong about that. I personally don't have a big desire for that. But if that's you, if it's a genuine desire for your soul and your soul wants to experience that, great. But if it's just there to impress other people, to be seen as someone important, you don't need that. You're already important. You're already whole and complete as you are. So when you tap into yourself and ask yourself, what is it that my soul wants for me right now? You really tap into the core and find out what it is that Source is asking you to become and what it's asking you to be. And when you're aligned with Source, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. And it's leading you to the best places possible, to the best decisions possible. You make the best decisions possible because you make decisions aligned with God, with Source, whatever you want to call it. So remind yourself of those 3 steps. Become aware of what it is that you don't like. Then reverse it. And then ultimately check in with your soul. What's the lesson in here right now, where you are and where it's calling you to. And when you do that, you can easily find out who you are and what it is that you're being called to right now. And you're also multiple things. You're not just one thing. So maybe it's asking you to become something different or to explore something different. And if this resonated with you, I'm hosting a free live workshop tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central European Time on Sunday, June 28th, when you're seeing this. If you're not seeing this, then if you've seen this so late, you probably missed it. But if you've seen it before that, and if this whole video resonated with you, if this topic resonates with you, tomorrow I'm hosting a live workshop where we go into detail on how to break limiting patterns, how to reconnect with yourself, and how to align yourself with your soul so that you can take aligned action that's leading you to where your soul is calling you to and what it is that your inside is really wanting for you right now. So if this speaks to you, you can sign up in the link in the description or in the bio. And yeah, I hope to see you there. We're going to go deep. And apart from that, I thank you for your time. I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening. I'm Law Heru, and this is The Way of Law. One love.